In this video, I survived 100 days in a desert-only world. I was pretty limited to a bunch of items, but it was definitely fun to make. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. It's completely free and you can unsubscribe whenever you feel like it. Anyways, enjoy the video. Okay, first day. I spawned very close to a fallen portal and I ran to it and I started to loot it. It wasn't really all too crazy loot, but it was at least something. I eventually found my first village and it had a lot of chests in there and a lot of things that I can take. And I did, you know, I took everything because why not, right? I took their bookshelves, you know, I took their hay bales. I didn't take their animals because I really can't be bothered to actually take them with me. But yeah, I just took all the loot there. I was at least good on the food. I eventually found my second village with a temple in it, a fallen portal and 2 blacksmiths. The first blacksmith did not have what I needed, but the second one did. So hey, you know, everything can start now. I made an iron pickaxe and I went down into the temple and looted it. I was mainly there for the bones, so I can get some bone meal to grow a tree very fast. I also looted the fallen portal and took the gold block. I then grew my first tree and I started to chop it down for some wood. I stayed at the village for the night. And on day 2 I went looking for a new place to live. And I found this lake and I was like, yep, I'm gonna live here. I mined down so I can get some stone for a furnace. And I also made a small base on the ground there anyway, in case there were a lot of mobs in the night. Mobs. Monsters, whatever. I also grew some more trees with my bone meal, and with the wood that I had I got some charcoal so I at least have a bit of light. I also fixed the holes around the lake to make it look a bit better. On day 3 to 10 I started to mine because I really wanted to have diamonds and iron and have pretty good gear. I made a base on the ground. Another one. And I also quickly went above ground to cut down another tree so I had enough wood so I can keep strip mining for some days straight without running out of sticks. And yeah, I started to strip mine. And I found a decent amount of diamonds and a decent amount of iron. On day 11 to 12 I went down into the temple and I mined under it so I could take as much sandstone from it as I can without really damaging the temple. I guess you could say it like that, but I was planning on building something and I wanted to build it desert themed, so that's why I needed sandstone. And on day 13 I also chopped down some trees because with this desert themed house I also needed the right wood. And this was also the only wood that I had. And on day 14 to 17 I started to build my house. On day 18 I started to explore a little bit more and I found another village and I robbed it because that's what I do for a living. I also fixed the holes that was around my house some more, so I had some new space to build a house. On day 19 I started to mine sand, because apparently you can turn sand into sandstone, so yeah, I needed that. And on day 20 I started to make a new house. On day 21 I went down from that house and I went to diamond level again. And on diamond level I was planning to make a villager trading hall. I don't know why on diamond level, but yeah. On day 27 to 31 I made it my job to kidnap a whole damn village. Okay, like I could have taken 2, that was enough. But no, I wanted to take them all. I don't know why, I just wanted to. I just had to fill in the days, I guess, but it's just so stupid. I kidnap a whole village, but okay. I also took the beds there. So they at least have their beds. And I stole their sheep, because otherwise they would be very lonely. I placed the beds down at the villagers and I breeded them. And on day 32 I got my first villager into his new place. And he immediately already sold a mending book, so I'm gonna take that. On day 33 I made a farm that I never used. And spent the rest of the day AFK. On day 34 till 36 I went mining and I found a decent amount of diamonds. On day 37 I tried to get another book enchant, but I did not really have much luck. No, I just didn't have much luck. I just wasted the whole day on this. Yeah, on day 38 I started to, farm sugarcane. I just waited for sugarcane to grow, and when it did, I just broke it. I did that a whole damn day. On day 39 I got myself a Fletcher so I could trade sticks for emeralds, since that would be way faster than trading paper frames. I tried again to get a book enchant trade, but yeah. When I got infinity, but he charged me a bit more because I punched him in the face, but that's fine. On day 40 I stole more beds from a different village. Because I needed more beds. And I also took the hay bales because I needed more food. And of course I also started to chop down all those trees for sticks to then get emeralds. And then tried to get another book enchant and I got power 4, which is pretty nice. I then tried to get another book enchant trade, but I was not lucky once again. On day 42 I just started exploring. I just did a bit of exploring. I eventually actually found a temple. It was like almost underground, you could barely see it, but yeah, I found it and I went into it to loot it. For bones. I just wanted the bones, nothing else, just the bones. The diamonds, I don't care, just give me the bones. Oh yeah, I got a notch apple. That's what you call them, right? Notch apples. Enchanted golden apple, whatever you want to call it. On day 43 till 44 I started to chop down trees for sticks. Because why not, right? No, I needed emeralds. And also a wandering trader came by and yeah, I may or may not have killed him. Hey, look at it from the bright side, I got llamas now. That's a pretty good thing. You know? If we ignore the crime, it's a pretty good thing. Also, I tamed the llama so they wouldn't despawn. And yeah, back to chopping trees. Chopping sticks. I really want to say that. On day 45 to 48, I started to try to get some more book enchants and I got Feather Falling 4. And then I got Unbreaking 3, which was meant for my bow. And I then got Looting 1, which I was planning to stack with each other until it became Looting 3. Because that's how desperate I got. I got Protection 4. And I also got a Sharpness 5. Pretty nice. So on day 49 I started to chop down trees for sticks. So I could get easy emeralds. From the Fletcher. And I got my first Protection 4 book. On day 50 I had a great idea for the future, so I had to get dirt. So I spent this whole day on mining dirt. It was worth it though. On day 41 I finally made myself some good armor. I realized I was still in gold armor. Maybe not the best thing, but oh well. Oh yeah, a wandering trader came by and I bought spruce saplings from him. I then went back to cutting down trees. Trading the sticks. Then bought more saplings. And then killed the guy. And took his llamas again. Because that's how evil I am. On day 42... Wait, no, we're on 50, come on. On day 52 I made a diamond pickaxe and I started to mine obsidian because it's time to go into the nether. A bit slacking today, but yeah. And I also started to chop down more trees and just trading for books. Because I didn't want to go into the nether without good enchanted armor. I don't know why, I just didn't feel like dying. But it was really nice that I bought those spruce saplings, because now I had those big trees, which means a lot of wood. Another wandering trader came by and he sold dark oak saplings, so I bought them and then killed them again. I should probably stop doing that. Maybe. And yeah, back to trading for more emeralds. And look at that, we got now more big trees. Which is nice. I like that. And yeah, more trading, more emeralds. I also don't know when I bought the second Protection 4 book, but I bought a third again. And I bought my fourth book, I think now? Yeah. My fourth Protection 4 book, and then I bought the Sharpness 5 book, the Power 4 book, and I went back to chopping down trees. Because I just didn't do anything else, I guess. Oh yeah, I bought the Unbreaking 3 book and the Looting 1 a bunch of times and Feather Falling 4. And then I started to stack those loading books onto each other, so now I have enough for, yeah, loading 3. I put sharpness 5 on my sword and loading 3 on my sword. I also put power 4 on my bow and unbreaking 3. And infinity I had just not enough levels for. So on day 62 to 63 I first off traded for XP, but that wasn't really that great. But at least could put like protection 4 on my chest plates and protection 4 on my helmets. And then I went into the mine to mine redstone, which was a way faster way for me to get XP, since I don't have any other XP farms. I put protection 4 on my leggings and protection 4 on my boots, and obviously feather falling 4. I then put infinity on my bow and I was fully enchanted and ready to go into the nether. So on day 64 to 68 I made the portal. I spawned in the Crimson Forest, which is not nice. I don't like this biome. I don't like the hoglins in the biome, let's say it like that. Like those big pigs, I don't like them. Oh yeah, by the way, I spawned very close to a fortress, which was the only luck, truly, because I never expected the pearls to be a bigger struggle than the fortress. But yeah, I had to find a way to get to the fortress, and I was just going to build a bridge over, you know, the ravine or whatever you want to call it. But I went back home because I needed more blocks, and my portal came into the middle of nowhere. I don't know why, but it did. But I went back home, I took myself, I got myself some more cobblestone, and I went on to make that path to the other side without actually walking through the biome, because I hate hoglins, okay? I hate them. I don't like them. They do so much damage. I finally got into the fortress, and I always show this achievement because I don't want people to call me out on hacking or cheating when I really don't. I'm just letting you know. But yeah, I started to explore this beautiful looking fortress, and I finally found, well, I eventually found the blaze spawner. But the funny thing about this blaze spawner is, right, which you don't see yet, is that it was just so nice. It was such a good spot for this blaze spawner. Like, I normally always have them hanging above the void, and I'm struggling to kill the blazes because they get to the side and then fly down, and I can't reach them. So I like this. I like this spawner. I just like the whole fortress in general because it wasn't even that bad. Barely anything spawned because it was just under the ground. And then I traded with piglins, and I traded a stack of golds, and I got no pearls. That's how lucky I am. Just no pearls. Yeah, I went home and I dropped all the items that I got from the nether, and I went back again. And I was just going to mine the golds there, you know. I feel like that's the only thing I really could do, just mine the golds. And I give it to the piglins and hoping for a pearl trade. But look at that, I found a bastion. And I mined towards it because this bastion was in the middle of a lava lake, which wasn't nice. But I mined straight towards the gold, or tried to at least. There were a bunch of times that I wasn't really accurate with it. Yeah, there was a hoglin on me, and I don't like those things, but that's fine. The best thing, or the good thing, is that I didn't run into any brutes, because I heard those things hurt a lot. But yeah, I traded all the gold again, and I'm not kidding. From all of this gold, I only got 2 pearls. Only 2. What a waste of time. So I went back home and I just killed endermans because that was just way faster. I mean, I'm just killing 2 of them. I already got 4. On day 69 I started to dig for some more dirt. Because I needed to do something during the day. I couldn't just stay AFK. But at night I just killed more enemies. Since that was the only fast way of me getting pearls. But hey, you know what? I ended the night with 18 pearls. So I'm not complaining. On day 70 to 71 I started to prepare myself for the dragon fight. And I quickly want to say I actually switched from BADLANDS client to vanilla. And I forgot to turn on my my full screen, so I'm sorry for the black bar under there. Yeah, sometimes stupidity hits, but yeah, I just came from Bedwars. You can't blame me for doing that, okay? But yeah, look at that. We went looking for the end, and it was like under the village. It was somewhat under the village, so yeah, we just mined somewhere and hoping to find it. Because I didn't want to waste more pearls. But hey, I eventually found it. Now I had to look for the portal. And the thing that exposed this portal the most was the silverfish. Yeah. If that silverfish wasn't there, I wouldn't even have guessed it, but yeah. I broke the spawner, because, I mean, who likes silverfishes? And I also turned off the shaders, because in the end, using shaders really... no. Just a big no. I put the ice into the portal, and boom. Portal. I looked into the portal for like 2 minutes because I was scared. But I jumped through it. And because I was on vanilla Minecraft and not BADLANDS, I didn't have replay mod because I didn't bother actually having Optifine and replay. I don't even know why I just went to BADLANDS, but okay. You just have to look at my first person Endermen and their dragon fight. I'm so great at voiceovers. Yeah, I don't know why the dragon kept flying when I killed him, but okay. I tried to get the dragon egg, but I hit it and it disappeared, and now I'm disappointed. So I went back home without an egg. So there went my plans. Don't worry, I still did it though, but I had a very creative thing, kind of. On day 72 to 73 I started to cut down trees and take the leaves, because I was going to do my worst nightmare ever, but it was worth it. But that worst nightmare is custom made trees. I hate doing it, but that's why I needed the leaves. Ah yeah, another wandering trader who sold me jungle saplings, and the only reason I bought them is because I thought it would be a cool idea to build with those blocks. I thought it was a cool idea to build with those blocks for what I had in mind, but it wasn't. It wasn't. But yeah, I started to chop down trees because I also needed more space for what I was planning. And I also eventually tamed the llamas after they finally stopped spitting on me. On day 74 to 75, I went to the temple that I once found, and I also again went under it to get the sandstone. So I could start making a new house, because I only had 2 houses, which is kind of disappointing, in my opinion. Yeah, you know what? I got a lot of sandstone from this. It's pretty nice. On day 76 to 77, I really need to think about how to say these numbers, but okay. I started to chop down trees and grow them and then chop them down again, because again I was so focused on using this wood to build with. I can't even remember if I actually did use it. But on day 78 I needed one last thing, which was silk touch. To mine the grass that I had found in a village. And eventually I got myself a silk touch trait. And I traded him and I left him there in that cobblestone hut for the rest of his life. I put the silk touch on my pickaxe and I started to mine the grass that was in the kidnapped village. I also immediately took like the tracks with me, because I also kind of forgot that. And on days 79 till 81 I started to modify the lake to what I liked, and then I started to build a house. I've been fighting with llamas all day because they started to kill each other. Which, I mean, I lost like 5 llamas, but it's okay. I'm not crying. But on day 83 I started to work on the oasis. Do I say that right? Okay, so I kind of ran out of dirt, so I found this ravine with some exposed dirt, so I took the dirt from there on day 84. I was a decent amount of dirt, and I eventually started working again on the oasis. Okay, so I made a stable for my llamas on the ground, and now is the job to get all of those llamas into the place, which I spent the whole day on. Was it worth it? Not really. It wasn't. It was such a struggle, because if the moment they didn't see you anymore, they just ran back up. It was very annoying. On day 94 to 96, I asked my friend if he knew what I could build in the last few days, and he told me make a monument, which was the plan for an egg, but I didn't have it. But I had something very creative in mind. Okay, so instead of placing an egg there, I put a crying obsidian there because that's how I felt. I felt like crying. But yeah, it's fine. On day 97 to 99, I actually started to explore a bit more because I truly did not know what to do anymore. Honestly, I just didn't know. There wasn't much to do, but I just decided to explore, and I found a decent amount of villages and fallen portals and all that, from what I remember. But I tried to take as much as I could from these temples and fallen portals, and I often ran back home and back to the place to get everything that I wanted. On day 100, I actually started to clean up around the oasis. You know, I had a bunch of random chests still standing outside, and I was like, okay, that gotta go. That needs to leave. So, you know, I cleaned that up so it didn't look like a mess when I took screenshots. And then I watched the sun go down on day 100, so, cheers, guys!